So we got a lot to talk about here. So one of the big stories going around now is that apparently the actors from Star Wars, from The Last Jedi, and who are now coming back for Rise of Skywalker have not been saying super kind things about The Last Jedi. Now, no actor has gone out and trashed the movie. Not a single one of the actors from that movie has actually publicly gone out and insulted the film or said it was a bad movie. The closest we came to it was when Mark Hamill, who was the first actor to talk about this, was saying that he didn't agree with the direction of Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, and the same thing went for a lot of the fandom. Well, a couple days ago or yesterday, I don't remember exactly when, it was probably a couple days ago, the stars of the Last Jedi and of the sequel trilogy, John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac, have been discussing now how when J.J. Abrams was announced to go back and do Rise of Skywalker, they felt like it was they felt more comforted working with J.J. Abrams. So basically, according to what they've been saying, and I'm not going to misquote them, right? But they talked about how working with Last Jedi, it wasn't as fulfilling, I guess, or whatever the word is. They felt more comfortable with JJ because they wanted to finish his story that he started in Force Awakens. Rian Johnson took this story in a different direction. In fact, right here, Abrams talks about how the pendulum swung in one direction to swing to the other. Now, he's not insulting Last Jedi here. He's just saying that Ryan's ideas were different than his. He never really insulted it. Ridley talks about how she cried when she found out that Abrams was doing Episode 9, and she thought that he brought a comforting sense of structure and security. Again, this is not an insult to The Last Jedi. And then Boyega talks about how, even as a person in the audience, I wanted to see where that story was going. So, again, this is not really an insult to Last Jedi, but that doesn't stop Disney's writers from now once again going after the fans and once again making themselves look stupid again. Now, if you've been subscribed to me for any length of time, you know that I don't like Last Jedi, but I'm not one of those channels that makes a new video about Disney every week. I was pissed off at them for the Spider-Man thing and Sony. I was pissed off about other stuff they've done in the past, like the stupid freaking animated live-action reboots and crap like that. But I'm not one of those anti-Disney channels. In fact, I love Disney. I mean, since I was a kid. Do I like the current corporation as much as I used to like the old corporation? No, but I've never been a Disney hater, right? But this lady, let's get right into it. So Dana Schwartz, now this is the writer for the upcoming She-Hulk TV series. Is going to be on Disney Plus, right? She's also written other books. She works for Disney. So this is absurd right here. I can't believe that I'm actually reading this. So she quote tweets the guy sending her the screenshots of what the actors and the crew said about Last Jedi, and she writes, "This is fucking bullshit. Throwing Rian Johnson under the bus to please some crazy fanboys when he made the most interesting and ambitious Star Wars movie since Empire." Okay, first of all, she's basically saying that the actors, Boyega, Ridley, Isaac, or whoever else in this interview, and J.J. Abrams, that these people are all bullshitting. She's basically calling her co-workers at Disney bullshitters. She says this is bullshit, and they're saying that because they are making these comments, which again is not insulting at all to The Last Jedi. I understand people are trying to twist it like it is, but it's not. It's just more so they felt more comfortable with JJ. That's fine. That happens all the time with co-workers. You might like working with one person more than the other, but no. This is now being twisted into the actors hated The Last Jedi, which I don't think they did, but I'm sure a lot of them had criticisms of the movie. They didn't just love the movie blindly like some of these shills are. And she's over here saying that these people are throwing Rian Johnson under the bus to please crazy fanboys. No, they're not doing anything like that. They're not doing anything like that. They're giving their honest thoughts about how they felt with Abrams coming back to do 9. Because they worked with Abrams in 7. They worked with Rian Johnson in 8. They weren't sure about Colin Trevorrow. Really, nobody was. Now Abrams comes back for 9, and they're happy it's the guy who started the trilogy off. That's all it is. That's all that comment is. And then again, the idea of her saying to please some crazy fanboys. Like, the amount of blind, like, Dana Schwartz, I don't know anything about Dana Schwartz, but she must have her head so far up Rian Johnson's ass, she could tell you what this dude had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, dinner, and din fast. Seriously, dude. All 6 meals. And then, I'm not even done. She goes on to say, louder for the people in the back, and quote tweets David Sims. Now, David Sims is this guy who writes for The Atlantic. Now, what have I been telling you guys for the past few months about critics and writers and whatnot? How you can't trust them because they have agendas. So he writes, it's insane that none of these folks ever acknowledged that Abrams was the one who handed Johnson in episode 8 with every character scattered to the winds and a Luke Skywalker who had retired in shame and fled into hiding. That's factually incorrect. You're supposed to be a writer for fucking The Atlantic and you're getting this information wrong. J.J. Abrams and Star Wars Episode 7 never once said that Luke Skywalker was a coward who retired in shame and fled into hiding. That was nowhere even remotely hinted in Episode 7. All they said was Luke Skywalker has vanished and there's a way to find him with this map. They never gave you the reason why. The only reason as to why Luke Skywalker was retired in shame and fled into hiding is because of what Rian Johnson wrote. This has been confirmed by Mark Hamill himself, who is Luke Skywalker. He said that he disagreed with Johnson's direction. Johnson is the one who wrote the story of Luke's eventual fall and his comeback in Episode 8 in Last Jedi with his redemption at the end of the film, making up for his past sins. That's what Rian Johnson wrote. Am I a fan of what he wrote? Absolutely not. But I can acknowledge that I know what he was going for. I understand the movie. I understand Force Awakens. So he's trying to twist the narrative now into making it seem like JJ came up with that plotline when it was fucking Rian Johnson. So this dude with his check mark and his fucking gig at the Atlantic, right? Which I'm happy for the guy. I've never read any of his shit before, but I'm not ever going to because you can't even get simple facts right when it comes to a movie. How am I, some kid on YouTube, more knowledgeable about this than him? And it's not even like a secret. Like Mark Hamill has talked about this. Rian Johnson's talked about this. This wasn't J.J. Abrams' idea. So this dumbass. No, let me take that back. I don't want to be insulting. I don't want to be insulting, right? But it's a dumbass thing to do, right? I'm not gonna be that guy who insults people. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be better than that. But that's a dumbass thing to say. You're making yourself look dumb. And then she says louder for the people in the back, which means that she also doesn't even understand these movies. You are a writer for Disney. And you are not only insulting the actors of this film, because she is insulting the actors, she's insulting J.J. Abrams, saying that he's bullshitting just to please fanboys, which is not true. I don't believe that at all. Then she goes on to go on this spastic Spurg rant about how hard it is to write the second movie, that JJ left him with Han dead. Actually, it was Harrison Ford who wanted Han dead, but again, you work for Disney, you should know that. How do I know? Luke fucked off to an island. Rian set up a compelling film and asked for new questions about Star Wars universe, not the same old, this is good, this is bad. Okay, that's fine. Like, her opinion, listen, her opinion on this movie is her opinion. I'm not going to insult her for her opinion. I disagree with a lot of what she said. I love to debate her someday. It'll probably never happen. She talks about like Luke's facing off against the entire first order and all that. She's basically putting the movie over, you know, and all that stuff. That's fine. But then she goes on to say really, really insulting things. Like the whole mythology thing, that's all fine and well and good. She can talk about that all she wants to. The Legend of the Last Jedi is more important than the Last Jedi himself. Yeah, we all get that. Like, people aren't stupid. People understand what Rian Johnson was going for. It does not mean that the movie is flawless or that the movie is good. I understand what he was going for. It doesn't mean that it was good. So, how dare a Star Wars movie actually want to ask new questions, expand the universe? Well, actually, I mean, it didn't really do that. Like, what new questions did Episode 8 really raise? Like, people keep saying that, like, oh, this movie raised new questions. Well, what new questions? Like, we saw some new Force abilities, but what were the new questions? Anyways, then she says Rian Johnson had to make that movie with one hand tied behind his back, which is bullshit because we now know that he got full creative control. So she's wrong on that one again, and he delivered a visual feast, you ungrateful dweebs. First of all, her calling the fans ungrateful dweebs, dude, the fans are the reason why you have a job, sweetie. You're a writer. You write for Disney. You're going to be writing your books, and you're going to be writing She-Hulk. Like, why are these people, do they not have a PR agent? She's sitting here attacking other actors, like the actors that worked in the movie, calling them bullshitters, attacking the director of two of the biggest movies, you know, Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker, to make a lot of money, way more than any money she's ever made for Disney, guarantee on that. attacking those two people, or those people, right? J.J. Abrams, defending Rian Johnson like it's her fucking ex-boyfriend or something, and then going after the fans, calling them ungrateful dweebs. Like, what is wrong with these people, dude? What is wrong with them? Like, and then you wonder why the fans make these videos and they make you look, they attack you. And I'm not condoning harassing people on Twitter or harassing writers. I am not condoning that. Please don't do that. But you wonder why people do it when you say stupid shit like this. Calling people ungrateful dweebs. Like, are you out of your mind? Like, because we didn't like the same movie you liked, because we don't care about visual feast as much as we care about a good story and a good narrative and characters being taken care of, because we don't agree with you, we're ungrateful dweebs? And it's like, I feel like if I ever spoke to this person, she would just call me a racist or something like that. Or, you know, those classic Disney labels, an incel, a racist, an alt-right. They'll throw all these labels at people because they can't handle the fact that there are actual criticisms about this movie. I'm glad she liked the movie. I'm glad she liked it. But man, does she look bad here. And this is a writer who works for Disney. Nobody even asked for your opinion, sweetheart. You're not even working on Star Wars, honey pie. And this goofball here trying to freaking sit there and say that Abrams wrote the episode 8 script when he didn't. That he wrote Luke to be a coward when that was all Rian Johnson. That's been confirmed by Rian Johnson. How embarrassing. How much do you have to embarrass yourself to defend this fucking movie, dude? It's been 2 years. Can we not accept the fact that that this movie is not well loved by everyone? Can we not accept the fact that it's divisive? Can we not accept the fact that people who like this movie are not stupid? People who hate this movie are not stupid. There are stupid people and there are smart people. It's just a matter of taste, subjective. This movie is subjective, and you want to know something? There are actual objective problems with The Last Jedi as well. There's choreography issues, there's editing issues, stuff that film school will tell you that is absolutely wrong. But she'll never acknowledge that because it was visually stunning. What Star Wars movie isn't visually stunning? When you have Disney's bankroll, any movie that comes out is going to be visually stunning. What does that say about Rian Johnson? When everybody can make a movie like that if you have Disney's freaking budget. I'm just being real with you. Like, I mean, not everybody, but you know, most talented directors can do it. So what is the big deal? How about telling a good story? And it's just a shame that I'm just embarrassed for these people, dude. Like, this is embarrassing. And we're back at it again, blaming the fans. How could they sit there and blame the fans for them not liking something, dude? It's almost as if we have to be puppets and shills to fucking Disney. We have to swallow and regurgitate everything they give us. This is not how it works, man. I love The Mandalorian, Disney Star Wars. I love that part of Disney Star Wars. I didn't like Last Jedi. That's my opinion. But Dana Schwartz, the Disney writer, can't handle that. So I suspect that She-Hulk show comes out and it's absolute trash, she'll have another one of these spurg-tastic meltdowns where she'll say that nobody understands her except for the smart people. Because calling this is so egotistical too. Like, you know, oh, some crazy fanboys, they don't understand this movie. But I do, because I'm a writer and I'm smart. I'm a writer. I understand Rian Johnson. How about maybe people do understand it, but they don't like it? I understand what a punch to the face feels like. Doesn't mean that I like it. It's embarrassing, dude. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. And that's going to do it for my rant. So stupid.